When do we become like this as a society when companies, corporations are treating their workers, their employees, as purely disposable, as just part of the cog in the machine, as not even humans sometimes? A lot of companies nowadays are trying to exploit their workers to their maximum benefit, and when they decided that they use them for their maximum utility, they just throw them out like a piece of used plastic. Keep watching this video to see some people literally break down in tears because companies have fired them and they don't even have the decency to tell them face to face. They just send them a mass-produced email and lock them out of all the accounts company related. Keep watching this video to hear some heartbreaking stories.
So I am unemployed. It's been like a week. It's honestly been a really good week. I can't tell you the story yet of how this happened, but I will eventually. The one thing I know for certain is I will never, ever work in a corporate office environment ever again. I don't care. I refuse. I'm so disgusted. Also, I don't know if you know this, while I was working my corporate marketing job, I got my master's degree in mental health counseling. So I've been wanting to pivot into that anyway eventually to use my master's, and now is the time. So that's my next move. Nothing is, set, but I am really excited about that because I actually care about that and it actually matters.
This is me finding out I'm laid off via email. Yeah, that's what I woke up to today. I'm honestly still in shock. Gonna process it, take some time. So if I'm not doing my usual stuff, that's why. But this is the fourth time in 2 years that this has happened. And there's only so much people can actually take. And the worst part is I was told I was going to be okay. Surprise, I'm not. So yeah, I have to sort some things out. And when is this madness honestly going to stop? And I know it's not personal, but companies need to remember that employees are people. We're human beings. We aren't numbers. We aren't IDs. We aren't salaries. We're human beings. And being told one thing and waking up to an email saying another is pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. And I don't know. Do I change industries? Do I use this as an opportunity to, I don't know, move to Portugal on a retirement visa? I don't know. And it's not about the salary. It's about doing something. It's about working. I don't like being idle, and I don't like not being useful. And that, to me, is the worst part of it. And I know I'm very fortunate to be in a position to be able to say that, but I find purpose in being useful. And now I'm not again.
I got laid off. I have been devastated. I loved my job so much and it was so good for my mental health. Loved what I did. I was never overly stressed. I had literally the best manager anyone could ask for. I had amazing benefits. I worked from home. It was a flexible work environment. I'm just genuinely so sad. It was just one of those where they tried to keep me as long as they could, but unfortunately the company just wasn't making it. Aside from all the things that come with losing your job, I am terrified to work somewhere new. I'm terrified to work in a toxic work environment. I've worked in a toxic work environment and I never want to feel like that again. When I tell you, I would come home and pass out for hours because my body was just like mentally and physically exhausted from being so anxious and just like in fight or flight mode all day. Also, just thinking about all the people who have been laid off, there are so many people getting laid off in this country and it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. So yeah, I'm just like genuinely sad, but I'm also grateful that, they tried to keep me as long as they could. I'm grateful to have a support system. I know it can be a lot worse. So anyways, all I can do is just deal with it. Been trying to still like put makeup on and do videos, but I'm just like, looking for a job is obviously overwhelming and daunting, but what can you do?
I just got laid off. thought 2026 was gonna be my year. Now I'm unemployed. Oh my god. Like, is this a prank? Am I missing something? Like, what? I don't even know how I feel. Anger, I'm sad, I'm scared. This job, it fell into my lap when I was desperate, when I really needed it. So I gave it my all, gave it all my energy. I spent so much time learning and perfecting the craft so that I could be good at what I do. But while giving it everything, I lost myself. It's like I became a robot. Like, I would just show up. I would dread every single day. Mondays were my worst enemy. I fucking dreaded that day. Pretending I was okay, but I would really just go on break quickly and go cry in the bathroom. And yes, I told my managers, they were very aware of how I was feeling. They saw my downfall compared to when I first started to now. Like, I was miserable at that job. But at the end of the day, the bills still gotta get paid. Life goes on. I don't know if it's like a trauma bond or something, but it's scary. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? I'm like speechless. Like, I can't even believe that this is happening right now. I have no job. I have no source of income. I'm fucked. My God. What is actually happening? I know that everything happens for a reason. Trying to stay positive here. You're telling me this is what was meant to happen. This is what was meant to happen. 2026, the year that Aaliyah is ready to go all in, no excuses, no fuckery, and I lose my job. It's like a weird, like, roller coaster of emotions because I hated that routine that I was just stuck in where I did nothing but live for that job. I woke up last minute, did nothing with my mornings 80% of the time, would skip breakfast because of how late I woke up, would show up at the office and be miserable from 9 to 5, and then come home, eat supper, shower, sleep, repeat. Like, I have no life. All of 2025, I've spent it isolating myself. I haven't been spending time with my friends. I haven't been seeing family. I haven't been doing anything for myself. I don't have any hobbies. Other than creating content, what have I been doing? Nothing. I've been living for this job that doesn't give a fuck about me. And they just dump me like that. Just like that. Cheers to being unemployed. Damn.
Well, I never thought I'd be here. 29 and unemployed. I quit my job last year to go travel the country. I built out this car, I lived in it for a large portion of it, and I traveled to many beautiful national parks over about 4 months. But now, I'm back looking for a job, and let me tell you, the job market is terrible. But I'm an optimistic guy. I try to stay positive even when I'm feeling down. So I'm gonna keep on pushing, y'all, but we're in this together. I plan to share this journey with you. I have a goal this year to rebuild myself, to rebuild my mental health, to rebuild my physical health, and to rebuild my financial and spiritual health as well. I'm on a mission, my friends. Feel free to join me for this epic and amazing journey of transformation.
I am 27 years old and recently got laid off from my job, and the company that I worked for owes me almost $10,000 in unpaid wages and has ghosted me, has not responded to my text messages, answers nothing, there's no response. So yeah, I've got a lot of extra time on my hands since I have no job, and I have applied for a lot of jobs and there are no leads. There's absolutely no leads on a new job. I apply for them and it's crickets. They don't even turn me down. They simply don't respond. And not sure why. It's been about 2.5 years since I've had to apply for a job because that's how long I was at my previous role. And yeah, I'm hoping I'll be hearing back sometime soon. But for the time being, I've got a lot of extra time on my hands. So I thought it might be fun to start making some silly little TikTok videos and to do something to fill my time. Anyways, that's all I had to say. I have never been in this experience before. I've never worked for a company that didn't pay before or have heard of this happening to anyone before. There were red flags, I will say. It's partly on me. There were definitely red flags. There was times that we were not paid for a significant amount of times, but then they always paid. They always did pay, but not this time. There is no pay, and it's not looking good. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, and that's all I have to say.
Am I the only person who's having the problem of trying to find a job? I've had my CNA license since last year of November, and I still do not have a CNA job. I've applied for literally every single thing, even the ones that require to work with adults, even though I do not want to work with adults. But I've applied for everything, even to work in nursing homes, even though everybody says stay away from nursing homes. But I've applied there, and I've been getting nothing but denied, or they're just ghost jobs. Like, where are y'all finding jobs? Then I seen stuff about traveling CNAs. You need experience. How am I going to apply for an agency if I can't even get the CNA job or the experience? How are you guys saying you're hiring for CNA, nursing, whatever it is, but you're not hiring anybody? I'm stuck right now. What's the point of me getting degrees and stuff if I can't get a job?
Well, I never thought I'd be here, 29 and unemployed. I quit my job last year to go travel the country. I built out this car, I lived in it for a large portion of it, and I traveled to many beautiful national parks over about 4 months. But now, I'm back looking for a job, and let me tell you, the job market is terrible. But I'm an optimistic guy. I try to stay positive even when I'm feeling down. So I'm gonna keep on pushing, y'all, but we're in this together. I plan to share this journey with you. I have a goal this year to rebuild myself, to rebuild my mental health, to rebuild my physical health, and to rebuild my financial and spiritual health as well. I'm on a mission, my friends. Feel free to join me for this epic and amazing journey of transformation.
I'm going to say something that I feel like not enough people are saying in this current job landscape. If you've been laid off, or if you feel like you're about to be laid off, congrats. And I mean that so wholeheartedly. And I'm not just trying to like blow smoke up your ass. I'm saying this as someone who's been laid off 3 times in a row. A severance three-peat, if you will. Once because of COVID and then twice for company reorgs. And this is what I know to be true. 1, it's not personal. It absolutely feels like it in the moment sometimes. But at the end of the day, we're just a number on a spreadsheet. To businesses and corporations, that is. Getting laid off has nothing to do with your value or how hard you work. Believe me, I've worked with some terrible people who managed to keep their jobs forever. There can be so much shame around losing your job and trying to figure out what to do, what comes next. So let me tell you this, every time I've been let go, I get happier, cooler, hotter, and more successful. So cheers to you.
I hate to admit this to people, but the only reason why we're having issues with finding jobs right now is because these companies want to outsource people in other countries because it takes less money to pay them. Because in their currency, it translates to a lot more money for them. Yeah. That's why whenever you call a company's call center or customer service, it sounds like, people that have strong accents from different countries. Why? In those countries, they can pay them cheaper. Like, let's just say, for example, if you pay them $200 a week in American dollars, to them, that's probably more than enough to live well in that country. So, or at least like on a pretty good income where they can be comfortable, or at least pay all their bills with ease. That's why. How I figured that out? Because when I went to, Saudi Arabia, and when I traveled to my country, Bangladesh, it was so many years ago, the currency, and I'm out here, I'm worried about like, oh my God, what if I spend so much money? No, literally you can spend $2 and that's like 20 Saudi reals to them. So you can purchase a lot of stuff under American dollar, and to their currency, it's a lot. American currency is very valuable in those countries. So yeah, we have greedy CEOs that want to try to save money and underpay people. Yeah.
Come with me while I get laid off. Hello.
Hi, Alicia.
Hey.
Really bummed to be having this conversation. As you now know, right? We've made some business changes, tops down, and unfortunately, a number of folks, yourself included, have been impacted today. So today is going to be your last day working, which is really tough. And how did we get here? It was unfortunately just some changes in 2026 strategy, right? Is that the sort of changes in terms of how much supply we need and how much demand we have really showed that we just have too many folks on provider sales and success. And so it's really been a...
And that's that.
The job market is so bad right now. Like, if you have a job, you should thank God. Even if it's terrible, try to persevere and wait while finding something else. But man, even as being a healthcare worker, like, we always have a job, but like, still, it's so hard right now. You could be applying. Back in the day, you will apply for a job today and get it tomorrow. Now you're waiting months, like months, before you hear about what is going on. And simple, like McDonald's or like Chick-fil-A that we used to work at when we were, during summertime. Now it's luxury. Like, my brother, he's been trying to apply for Chick-fil-A or Walmart. Like, it's almost like if you don't know somebody, you can't even get simple jobs. Like, what is going on? It's so bad right now. So make sure please go to school for something that is worth it, or something that is going to make you money. I'm sorry. Right now, we cannot be doing things about passion no more. We cannot. It's too damn expensive to be out here doing things just because, you're going to learn how to love it later on. That's all I'm going to say. But even when you get those type of jobs, it's still hard to even get a job in your field right now. So just, if you don't have a job right now, I pray for you. Keep working hard. One day you're going to get that yes. And if you have a job, stay there. Stay there, because it's not easy out here. But just FYI.
I just got laid off, so let me go and tell you what happened. So basically, I don't know what's going to happen with the Shelby. I don't know what's going to happen with the Dark Horse. We're just going to go ahead and pretty much have to find another job to work with. But basically, the company I've been working with for the last 4 years now had a huge organizational change. And they ended up pretty much cutting my position along with 2 other positions. So 3 total positions were cut. But as you guys know, we actually just got the Mach-E this year with the actual house. But with that being said, in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and post a lot more. And we're just going to go ahead and enjoy life as it comes with us. There's ups and downs. And this is definitely one of those weird middle grounds. Now, I'm still a little bit in shock because I actually never have gone through something like this. This is my first corporate job. So I pretty much got the full corporate experience, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, we'll go ahead and see where life takes us. Everything happens for a reason. And again, we'll see where life takes us. At the end of the day, that thing's paid off too, so we could always just sell that. If you haven't noticed, this is actually my TikTok shop account now. Practically, I just pretty much changed it to that. If you guys want to follow my personal account, which I'll go ahead and post a lot more personal and more car-related stuff, that's going to go ahead and be on the other page. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below.
All right, y'all. Let's have a chit-chat about what happened today at T-Mobile while I make some feed for my horses. All right. So pretty normal day. Clocked in this morning. Reached out to my AEs and kind of got a line on what our plan was for the day and where we were going to work, account-wise. Just wanted to kind of line out what we were going to do for the day. And we talked about who we were going to reach out to, what we were going to do, and our plan of action, like if we were going to call them, send emails, stuff like that. Met with our team and my manager and spoke about all of the changes that were happening in the organization that we knew were going to drop today. We knew something was going to drop. We didn't know what. But so we talked about that and, kind of went on about our days. At 10:30, or about 10 o'clock, we had a meeting drop on our calendars from our senior leadership. And when something unprecedented or unexpected drops, like, you just kind of get the ick feeling. We all got the ick feeling for sure. And questions started pouring in all over the place. Like, what's going on? Why are we getting this email? What are they going to be talking about? Blah, 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 blah. And that's a lot of time. 30 minutes is a lot of time to stew on what could potentially happen to all of us. If anything was going to happen at all. But, like, why are we getting this information? You know what I'm saying? So, we joined that call, and it is a pre-recorded call that we are getting this relayed to us. We are told that our positions have been terminated. We are no longer employees of the company. They will reach out via email with our severance information. A little backstory. I've been with T-Mobile for 8 years, coming September 13th, one day before my birthday. And so this kind of hits kind of hard and very much close to home. Because it's not something that I saw coming. Our organization was doing pretty good. We were making, our team especially was performing tremendously. And we have been for ages now. Just highly unexpected and not something that we were expecting at all to come today. But it is what it is. So there are thousands of T-Mobile employees that were terminated today. So keep us all in your prayers. That's really about all I can ask. Just really lost for words. Don't really know what else to say. But I appreciate T-Mobile and the opportunities that they've opened up for me. All the doors they've opened up, all the opportunities they've given me to grow, to learn, to be a better salesperson, if that's what you'd call it. I mean, I didn't really do any physical sales in the last 5 years. I more supported the people that actually did the selling, but yeah, great opportunity, and just look forward to growing myself and on to bigger and better things in 2026, I guess. So I appreciate your time. Hope you guys have a great day.
I got laid off today. And the entire time I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, this is all a part of God's plan. This is all a part of God's plan. Like, yeah, it's sad, yeah, but it's also like, I can't be sad if it's God's plan. Like, it's written already. This is just a part of God's plan. And I have to accept that. And I did accept it. I was just like, you know what? No tears. Like, I haven't cried because there's nothing to cry about. Like, this ain't the first time I've had to face something like this. But I think what's different between now and those other times is I'm equipped to deal with it. You know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. My faith is built for it, tough babes. There's no breaking me down. And honestly, I like this energy. Like, I call it the sink or swim energy, where it's like you're either going to sink and be sad, or you're going to swim and flourish. And I'm a swim and flourish type of girl. So I like this energy because it always pulls out like this monster in me, like this hella driven, hella focused, hella disciplined. Like, I only see the finish line version of me, and I love it. I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited to see where this next step is going to take me. And I'm excited to share the process with you guys. Honestly, like, I share everything else with y'all, so might as well share this part too. That's the life update. I got laid off, but now I'm a full-time content creator, and that's my dream. So let's just fucking do it.
I remember a day when the work environment at work used to be valuable to humans, and people actually cared about the companies they worked for, and that they felt a sense of pride that they actively participated to the well-being of the company, and in turn the well-being of the larger society. Because whether you were a meat cutter or a coal miner, you feel like you were contributing something larger to the American experience, to the society as a whole. You're doing a good. And that, beyond getting paid, was what kept people going, the sense of pride that they were doing something good. Well, I think now that sense of pride is dwindling, and in a lot of cases, in the psyche of a lot of working Americans, it's non-existent anymore. The relationship between workers and the companies that hired them has become purely a transactional relationship, where the only thing that matters is the benefits and how much they're getting paid. And somehow, though, the workers have to pretend that they actually care about the company and, you know, what they're trying to do, and not just about the money. even though we know in most cases that is a lie. That is not the case at all. In fact, there's been numerous studies that show that workers these days just care about their money and how much they're getting offered. But I guess in the same way, you can make the same argument about companies, is that they used to care about their workers, that back then, even when the companies themselves were going through hardships, like say in the 90s in Japan, they wouldn't just lay off workers en masse. No, they would actually retain a lot of the workers, especially older workers who's been nothing but loyal to them, dedicate their entire lives to these companies for the past 30, 40 years. And the companies would try their hardest, even though it meant losing money because they were no longer profitable with whatever the workers were providing. But they would still retain the workers just to, I guess, show appreciation and show loyalty back to the workers and let them know that they're being valued, by the company and by society at large. But now that's no longer the case. Companies are firing off people who's been working for them, who's worked hard for them 30, 40 years in some cases. And they just lay them off. And in a lot of cases, they don't even care to give them a real face-to-face meeting and tell them how much they appreciated the workers, that it's not their fault. It's just company doing restructuring or they're no longer profitable. No, they don't provide any sort of explanation. They just get rid of people like a piece of used garbage, like something so disposable. And sometimes they just lock people out of their accounts. They don't even tell them beforehand. And a lot of times you hear in this video, for instance, that companies will actually lie to the employees they're trying to fire, tell them that, hey, they have a meeting scheduled, to talk about work-related stuff. And then it turns out when they get to the meeting, they're just being told and being blindsided essentially by the companies and being told like on the spot and without any precedent or any warning whatsoever that they're going to be fired immediately and they're already locked out of all their accounts and that they have like an hour, 2 hours to pack up their stuff and leave and make as little of a scene as possible. And sometimes they don't even get to say goodbye to their coworkers who they work together and really built up a personal experience in a lot of cases for the past decades. I think in a large way, this is what contributed to the loss of loyalty and loss of sense of community in the workplace. And the workplace has become more and more like just a purely transactional relationship where nobody expected to be loyal. Everyone just expected to say the right things, but not necessarily do the right things when it comes down to it. Let me know if you guys agree with what I said. I know it was a long take, but let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, whether you have any experience personally that you want to share with me in the comments. Thank you.